Well, howdy, fellas. Um, it's just me. Shocking, I know. Um, Dad be along in a minute. He got held up in traffic. Sunrise got here way early, even though the sun don't rise that early these days. But anyhow, eat more possum, Brent. Hello. Lee McCready. Hello. And Waypoint, New England. Howdy, fellas. And remind me later, it was actually Ben T's birthday here the other day. So whenever he shows up, don't forget to tell him happy birthday. And yeah, it's been a week. It's been a weekend. It's been wet, rainy, windy, nasty. Just stay at home on the couch and don't do anything kind of weather. And apparently it's going to stay that way for a little bit around here, which kind of sucks, but it also gives one time to play with some new tools. Because I bought a frame, and Sunrise going to love this. If he's still here, maybe not. Yeah, I organized. I got a frame for Baby Hawk HD, which will be a walk snail build when I'm done with it. I already picked up a flight controller for this good thing. And no, I did not get the HE32, but I've got this little guy right here. Let's see, can we get some focus on here? All right. That's an HAKRC 40 amp 722 to the 6S. So yeah, with emphasis on the 6S because this will be built as a 6S, even though it comes as 4S from the factory. All right, got me some of the props that go with this thing. I've got motors laying on the back, T-motor 1604. That's going to be a fun little build. So keep your eyes peeled. This is going to happen pretty soon. I'm also still working on Mr. Croc. We kind of got the antenna configuration down there. So now I got to just find time and get the soldering iron fired up and put her back together. All the hard figuring's taken care of. What are you laughing about, Sunrise? Gonna be a Baby Hawk, 6S Baby Hawk. You should like that. Oh wait, that's gonna be a Waxenall. And ELRS. That two strike in your book. No, Kelly's book. Anyway. Yeah, my lifeline ain't on. I've slacked. Hold on, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. There we go. All right. There. Better? That's kind of blurry back there anyhow. Everything is kind of blurry back that way. But yeah, then yeah. The jury's still out on these things. But I did go ahead and put the patch antennas on and take the LEDs off And now I just got to replace those antennas. Let's see what they look like. If they even fit. What have I got to do? Break out tools again. Yeah, I'm going to have to break out tools again. It's going to take tools. So if you deal with the goggles X, let's get some focus on this here. Okay. You can see how the connector only sticks out very limited, and there's a washer under here. That washer needs to come out, or the antenna won't seat right and won't make good contact. And apparently, only the Woxel antennas work with that washer, and anything else you got to take out the stupid washer. So, but that's fairly easy done. Boom, boom, and so has anybody noticed yet that the Action 4 is actually on sale? They reduced the price on Action 4 by $100. So that's kind of nice. All right, here we go. Yeah, I don't know which antenna I like better there. But the iFi antenna have twice the gain of the Woxel, so I couldn't find any other true RCs anywhere that anybody had them in stock. So I'm cheap. I go with the iFlight antennas. They work pretty good on the DJI V2s and the V1s. So let's just stick with what we know. All right. And there she is. New Omnis, and don't look too stupid. Oh, that'll do it. So, got more to put in the bag now. But when Dad joins us, we're going to be talking some old 03, 04, oh shit. It's going to be there's one major thing that we don't need to, or we shouldn't forget about the 04 system. 04 is not really a new system. 04 is just a different chipset. So I don't foresee any major changes to the 03 air unit other than it going onto the 04 chipset, but I don't foresee any difference in performance. I mean, it's a good system. It's just way too pricey as far as I'm concerned. So I'm on the Woxel. I'm sticking with Woxel, and I'm committed, committable, something like that. For those that haven't seen it yet, I'm gonna just share this screen. Where's the third? There we go. All right. Let's make it a little bigger. There we go. So here's the Woxel Avatar Moonlight Kit. So I'm not ordering those from CADX. I'm waiting till the dealers have them in stock on this side of the pond. I'm not waiting. I'm not paying for shipping. So I'll just wait. East Coast Thrills. Howdy, fella. They'll be along to join us here shortly. He got hung up with business and traffic. So there were a number of videos released about the moonlight. Now, this is just this image you see right here, this Venice. And I've actually been to Venice, just by the way. I've been across that bridge and all that good jazz. But this is actually from some Shutterstock type website, downloaded and used. So shame on you, Walksnail, for passing stuff. Same was this one. This one came off of some Shutterstock type website too. It's just, it's stupid for the marketing people to pull that. I mean, yeah, it's just dumb. So Akirasho is in the house. Howdy, feller. So gotta have my coffee. Yeah, and yours truly got nailed was a ticket. Red light ticket. Ouch. And a work truck too. Damn it. Yeah. Shit happens. And what else did I have? There was something else I was wanting to talk about. I just gotta find it. I've been it's been a busy day today work-wise, so I'm not quite fully up to speed. Yeah, the new iFlight thing, which really brings up a good discussion point. Let me bring this up here real quick. Where is iFlight? There we go. The Afterburner. All right, let's hit this. The Afterburner is apparently a very capable 5-inch quad that was a co-production with some other outfit. I forget what the name is, who got help with the development. 2 Raw. Okay, 2 Raw and iFlight. But here's the thing. Okay, so we've got this quad, was definitely has props in view, but we have an 03 air unit in there. Now, of course, everybody's saying, okay, why would you buy anything? Why would you buy, and why would you have an 03 unit in there when you have the props in view? Whatever footage you record on that is not well. Well, I've got a few questions on this thing myself. So it shows a single antenna, but the 03 unit, it has a single antenna, but actually if you open it up, there's 2 individual antennas in one housing. This one shows just a single antenna. So did they hook the two antenna wires together to one antenna? I'm not sure what exactly it is they did here. But I'm with you, Possum. That this would be, personally, I feel a Vista would have been plenty good enough for this thing, or what's it called now, a Link. I'm going to say Vista, but I mean the RunCam Link, or whatever RunCam calls this thing now. What does RunCam do call it? I think it's the Link. Since they did the little change and took the Vistas away from Cadex and they gave them to RunCam, and now RunCam calls it the, what do they call this thing? RunCam Link. That's what I thought. So, oh, hold on. Hold everything. Howdy, fella.
Finally made it.
He made it.
I made it.
All right. To bring you up to speed, I'm kind of rambling on about the Afterburner.
Oh.
Which is a new quad that came out by iFlight, and co-development was Two Raw. Apparently a very good flying quad, but why would you put the old 3 unit in it on a single antenna?
That's a little compact little sucker, huh? Is that a 3.5 inch, you think?
That's a 5 inch.
Wow.
That's a 5 inch, but it's definitely got props in view. So getting 4K footage out of the old 3 unit with the props in view is kind of pointless.
Yeah, I'm just trying to soak it in here. It's the first time I've seen it. I've definitely been looking hard, but I guess I haven't been looking hard enough. That's kind of exciting, actually. That all these, we're starting to get kind of an influx of new designs coming in, and that's something that we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the vertical struts there.
No, Maztek's got one. He's absolutely in love with that thing.
Well, I can't tell you I'm absolutely in love with it, but I think it's cool. I think it's a cool step.
Well, he has it, and he absolutely loves it. And it's got an old 3 air unit in it, and
one.
Okay, we know the old 3 has a single antenna, but there's actually it's actually 2 antennas in a single housing.
Yeah.
And now they've got this that has a screw-on antenna, and I don't know how they're going to get 2 connectors or 2 connections in here for a dual antenna. So this is reduced to a single antenna.
Okay, one thing I'm noticing too is in my image as well is if you look at the second image in that list, the battery is hanging from its ass.
The battery's hanging below, yes.
So I think that makes actually a lot of sense, because now it counterbalances the camera.
Yeah, it counterbalances the camera on top.
Interesting. $700.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not loving that. I'm McDonald's and I'm not loving that freaking price. That is a freaking damn. I am, that. Okay, you add an ELRS receiver. What else can we add to it?
We can add all sorts of stuff to it.
6S to it, 730. Yeah, you add a battery, throw just one battery. I mean, assuming you add all your batteries and you don't do that.
Full Sun 1400s, I've got those laying on around, so I don't need a pay anything, but $691.99. Yeah, $692.
Man,
That is a chunk.
is it $700 good? That's to me where I go right now. That's where my brain's going. Okay. I just got back from the bank. So I'm like, is that $700 love?
Oh, Jim's in the house. Howdy, Jim.
So that's my only comment. I think it's cool. I think the design is interesting. It's an X frame with an 03 and you know, the prop's going to be in view.
Yep.
Even with the angle, the way they got that.
Yep.
And then of course you're carrying a full size camera.
Yep.
You could opt for for a light camera, but
well, you can put an Action 2 on top there, but I mean, still, and you spent the money on the 03 unit, and then you have the props in view. I think the RunCam Link, aka Vista, would have been a better choice on this build, a more economical choice.
yeah, because you don't need it. I mean, if you're running anything,
Well, the 03 unit has better range, better penetration than the Vistas or Links, whatever you want to call it.
right. No, I
But
understand.
was the 03 unit reduced to one antenna? I kind of doubt that.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I mean, I see the point you're making.
So I'm just, I'm not feeling this too much. The more I look at it, the more I wonder about some of the design choices they made. And afterburner, I'm thinking this thing is built for speed. Yeah, 20% smaller footprint than traditional 5-inch freestyle frames. This allows for easier transportation as well as increased agility and less drag, meaning better all-around performance. Aeroshell controls the airflow around the body and within the drone. As the speed of the drone increases, the aeroshell acts as an air divider, preventing air from hitting the flat top plate. The shell also helps to shield electronics from dirt and moisture. You can have more confidence in critical situations. So.
Just looking at it from all angles, it's a okay. If you take,
I mean, I see where this is a compact design, but I don't quite get the.
All right, can I show you something really quick?
Of course.
All right, here we go. Now I want you to take a very close look at what we're looking at. All right.
Okay.
All right. Now,
You sharing the screen or what?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay.
Okay.
And now we're like, all right, this is a very it's a state of the art design, or is it? This is immediately what comes to my mind. I'm sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it. I can think of that. I can think of the the full camera on top. People were putting the helmet cam on it, and God.
Yep.
I'm sorry. That's right where my brain went. And I don't want to take anything away from innovative. Everybody putting the covers over the electronics. Isn't this the first version of the 03 unit right here? with a really fat body and a big ass battery and a 5-inch design. So anyway, just throwing that out there. I'm looking at this. I'm back. I'm going to take my brain back to where we're supposed to be. But I'm getting that. I'm getting that. So that's where my head went. I went to Quasimodo.
Yeah. Yeah. Potato.
Potato.
Potato. That's what it's commonly called.
But it's
Potato.
6S. Quasimodo wasn't 6S, was he?
Yes, it was.
He was? Okay.
Yeah.
He was screaming. So, okay. So he was 6S. I was thinking that they didn't go there, but didn't have the same motors for sure. These motors are going to be way more powerful. DJI goes for, economy, even when they're trying to make power. And these guys are going power all the way with a big, huge battery. And where we at 1400? Yeah, that's a good sized battery in a 6S.
And yeah, Bob Casey is here. Commonly called the POS. Yes, I know. Potato, POS.
Yeah.
There's a number of names for that thing. Quasimodo, the just don't.
That just don't. But we're having a little fun here with that. Obviously, like I said, I appreciate the design. Everybody needs to also look on the Pyros drone site. They just got a bunch of new stuff in too. Pyro drone is closer to all the Gepard Seabirds are actually cheaper. The one I bought, I could have bought it cheaper if I'd have waited a week, I could have got it $20 cheaper at Pyro Drone. Think about that one.
Yeah. Well,
but they have some stuff popping in too. So the new product list was, they got the Gepard RCs coming in, but there's some, what else did they have? I didn't see. Anyway, they're what did I just see? I'll look it up again here. But getting back to where we were, I just saw some stuff flash on their site. So it looks like everybody's kind of reloading their inventory with new stuff.
Well, there's all sorts of new stuff coming out, and eventually we're going to see the DJI 04, but I don't think we're going to see much of a difference as far as features go, because 04 is really just a chip upgrade.
Yeah, I was listening to the chip discussion or the flight controller discussion with the new CPUs. That Mads Tech. I just
the AT32s.
Yeah, I was just listening to that, and my brain is kind of thinking that way. And then I listened to Chris Rosser a little bit. He was talking power sources, so that's been kind of going through my head lately. And we're starting to see, some of this design change, which is nice. I appreciate the design. I think it's a very strong design. It's not a horizontal design. It's a vertical design. The struts are now going to, to hold the motors a lot more without a lot of flex, with no flex actually, with those struts.
Yeah. Michael, Texar Strong Guy is here. Howdy, fella. Glad you could make it.
I can see somebody flying that.
Well, it is very compact design. I think they made some good choices, but then why do you sink an expensive VTX on there?
Yeah,
I know.
Really, that's
why would you need to? I mean, why would you want the capacity of recording 4K with props in view?
And then you don't, and that's not a basher either. You can't bash that.
And all reality. Okay, so was all these 4K cameras that we've got now, and everything that's happening. I mean, Vox now has the Moonlight, DJI has the 03. Both of them are capable of 4K recording, but none of them are really good at either FPV or the 4K recording. And, you know, it comes down to a single lens to do both.
Right.
So, you know, from design standpoint, now that would call for adding a second lens into the camera. So you've got one to do the FPV and one to do the 4K recording. And we had something like that in the past
Do you
from
have any image?
Cadex.
You got that image there for us? Yeah, that's not that old either. We're talking maybe 2 years ago.
That was not that long ago that Cadex had the Tarsia, I think is what it was called. Do we still have those? Oh, they don't show them on the website. Of course not.
I'm going to start talking some crazy crap today too. So just so you know, so be ready for it.
Crazy crap
Yeah.
from you?
Yeah, I got some. I'm just been thinking crazy. Sometimes I think crazy and then I come back down to earth. And I think this is a cycle I go through. We'll see. But my crazy talk is possibly going full abandonment of GPS, just completely walking away.
So here's the Cadex
There it is.
Tarsia. And this thing, you know, it was analog and then it had a 4K. It's a dual lens system. And it had a SD card on it to where you could record.
Yep, the Cadex Tarsier, and yeah, that's got the. What was the capacity SD for that? 128.
Let's see.
I remember some footage that came from that. It wasn't bad. I think it was a mini or a micro. I think I saw a micro with that. Some micro. Maybe it was done by NERC or somebody was flying micro with that.
Doesn't really say how big of an, just says SD card U3 level.
Because you got one, you got your anti-shake, and so see camera specs.
Okay, so this is 4K 30, but I mean, this was,
Right.
quite some time ago when we had this.
In 2.7 60, and then did that have any kind of EIS or GPS
Nope.
or no gyro data?
Well, it had hardware anti-shake, so it had some soft mounting to it, apparently.
Did that record? I'm looking for record gyro data.
No gyro data. But I mean, this is an old system, but it's just no long term. I see us having to go back to a dual lens design, so you get a good 4K recording on a good FPV camera. Because both DJI and Cadex both have some issues with the FPV feet in the 1080. So,
Summarize just gave me some crap. He said,
good.
He's like, doesn't your domain have GPS? And I had to say, yeah, smart ass.
Well, that's Possum that giving you shit.
Possum? Oh, is that where that came from?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that is right there. Thank you. That is Possum. He's being a smart ass.
Yeah.
He's right though. So technically, I don't have to leave the GPS world. I just have to leave the toy world because it's absolutely insane.
Well, I mean, no, insane is when somebody goes in this garage and digs out toy quads that he picked up 8 years ago and hopes the battery still got enough juice in it to
So
fly it one more time, and then has a flyaway. Does that sound like anyone we know?
Both of them flew away, just so you know. Especially that other one, that 1S, that light sucker, that sky freaking chicken. That thing is garbage. I think I paid if I paid $100 for that, I literally just should slap myself in the face. What a piece of crap. I look back at that and I'm just like, we all go through that, that phase.
Yeah, you go through phases. Yeah. Time of the month or whatever you want to call it.
I'm literally just I'm fed up with the going nowhere market. And at least look at what we're looking at here in the
Well,
FPV
I
market.
think GPS drones as such have kind of plateaued for the time being.
Well, there's nowhere for them to go. There's no performance. You can't add any more performance to it because it's limited by its camera duty. It's done. It's a done bird. It's going to go commercial and it's over. Raise your hand in the chat if you're not a smartass. You guys are all
abandonment of all GPS camera drones or just toy GPS quads. Possum wants to know.
My brain is in need of nurturing, and there's just no nurturing going on there, and it's
no, your brain is in need of beer.
it needs to be challenged and nurtured, and it's not. I have to answer all these GPS bird questions with people, and it's the same answer. I had somebody ask me about cameras. They're like, why don't you test the DJI cameras with multiple exposures, on a good day and a bad day, just like you did the Potenza Atom, you only challenged it on bad days. I have absolutely no thought that goes into my head when I fly. It's a day I can fly. I'm not trying to screw you over with camera footage.
I mean, first of all, don't anybody accuse that of doing anything deliberate. Okay.
Exactly.
Yes, this shit is more seat of the pants kind of material.
And like I said, if you're flying with a DJI camera on a shitty day and you're flying with a DJI camera on a good day, they're both going to be better than anything else on the perfect day.
Well, just to round out my thought, he might go out in the field to do one thing and then come back with something completely different than what he planned on doing.
Absolutely.
Or polar opposite of what he set out to do. But
yeah.
Did you see Action 4 is on sale, $100 off?
Yeah, that's a really good deal. Freaking, you put $299 for an Action 4. That's crazy.
And I saw the Action 2 on sale too for $239.
That thing should be $199. That thing should be $199 now.
Well, that was on Amazon, so I'm sure you'll find it for $199 on your beloved eBay.
If the Action 2 goes on sale for $199, that means they're going to sell them all out and they're not going to make another one. It'll be like that. And at that point, you better grab one because they're good.
I don't need to grab one. I still have one.
You're
the one that sold it.
Hey, there's a better camera coming. There's a small camera. The Go 4 is going to come.
We're not going to get no Go 4. That's the Ace Pro now or whatever that thing is.
No, there's going to be a Go 4 as 4K 30. They're going to stick it in that little tiny peanut case and it's going to keep cool.
It's going to have a square sensor on it. Well, here's the thing, to have 4K, I mean, the sensor would have to be square because the goals, they record on a square sensor. So
Yeah. It's got to get that full data so it can do its EIS.
so it's 4K both directions. And that sensor is going to be expensive. So
I think I'm right now I'm looking heavily at doing another project, and it's going to be a mic not a micro, but it's going to be a mini project of some kind. And I'm really looking at probably the best deal is not the Flywoo, it's the Gep RC. The Flywoo Fly Lens 75 is really good, and so is the 85. But the Gep RC is cheaper.
hold
And
on. You're talking about the Flywoos?
yeah, the 75s and the
I
85s, the
heard,
Fly Lens.
I heard something about them.
The Fly Lens versus the Gep RC. The Gep RC.
It's just, does it fall under the tiny drones? No, that's not tiny drones. Let's go to the just the what's now.
Yeah, they just call it. It's usually in the Cinna version, in the Cinna
All right,
category. You got the Dark Stars, and then you got the Cinna Logs.
Let's bring this in here. Dark Stars is Gep RC. So right now we're looking at the Fly Lens 75 HD 2S brushless. Let's see. What does something like this weigh? Because that's where your performance is going. They don't even have any freaking specs listed for this thing. What's up with that?
But I really want to fly one of those tiny 03 unit.
Okay, this is I mean, marketing at its finest. Flyland 75 HD analog.
Right.
What is it?
159 bucks.
HD or analog?
Yeah, I've been caught a couple times with that. Gets you to look really quick, and you're like, "Oh,
yeah."
What is HD analog? Tell me.
Okay, Flylands HD 03.
I've got the best deal right here in front of me. This is the absolute best deal. And it is.
I want to see the specs, because if this thing weighs as much as I think it does, then it's not even worth looking at.
There's two of them. There's one with the naked 03 and one with the regular 03.
Yeah.
And well, I wouldn't buy the
regular 03. It weighs 80 grams without battery.
Yeah.
Your regular tiny whoop, 75 tiny whoop, weighs somewhere around 40. Okay, we got the bigger battery on it. We got 2S on here, but still, I mean, this thing's going to fly like a brick.
Want 2S with 850 on it. A 2S with carrying an 850. And, just like the design you just showed us, the iFlight design, I've got the Gep RC Dark Star in front of me, which is what I consider to be the best design.
Let's look at the.
And the only reason why people aren't going to probably like this is because of, I believe, the camera. It doesn't have a shock mount. I don't think it's shock mounted like the Fly Lens. The Fly Lens actually has the shock mount. And this one's cheaper. This one's
who's got the Dark Star? Is it Gep RC?
Yeah, I got it on Pyrodrone right now, and I'm showing you. You can look it up. Just Dark Star 20 HD. And I would get it. I would get this without the O3 camera, because obviously you don't need the distance. But they do make one that, obviously the more you spend, they have one that's a 2-inch
All right,
with
here we
actually
go.
a GPS in it. It actually has a little tiny GPS in it. But you're getting in the $400 range at that point, and it defeats the purpose once you start getting up there. But the biggest problem with this one is the way it's mounted, the O3 camera, and I don't have any data on the vibration this thing is causing.
Well, this is the HD wasp, and only in this image it actually shows the wasp, because all the other pictures, this is a wasp.
I think if I bought this, I'd buy it in the wasp version, since it doesn't have really the ability to take the jello out. But this is the best deal. If you look at the best cost,
$300.
yeah, it's the best deal but it might not be as good as the other GEP RCs that have, the frame, the frame with, the Synolog version, or, you get into the Synolog 25 in that area. But I really want to fly one of these. But the Dark Star is as small as I think you can, you're getting as small as they can shove into a.
What do we have for weight on any of these?
And if you get bigger, like if you get into the 35, the Synolog 35 versions, which I've looked at 1,000 times,
Here we go.
Yeah, 78 grams.
78 grams
with the Wasp.
Yeah.
And then it's 10 more grams with the air unit. And then then you take a 500. I wouldn't fly with a 500. I'd fly with an 850. I found some 850s.
2S?
Yep. That's yeah. I was looking at Pyrodrone's site
well, and that's where we get a discussion, battery weight versus flight time.
Yep, I'm with you on that. It might not be good. Yeah, they recommend a 550 to and there's a lot of choices. You do have a lot of choices in there. But the only thing you gain from going to the Flywoo birds, which probably might be better. And I wanted to put a Flywoo against the GEP RCs, because I think they're both really working pretty hard for our money right now,
Well, they did release, Flywoo, GEP RC, and iFlight did release a bunch of new quads.
Right. And the Fly Lens is really a really cool design. I mean, you can get it in HD0, you can get it in 03, you can get it in 03 Lite. And do they have I haven't seen a version. Yep, they got a Wasp version too. Yeah. Did you show that one? Yeah, the Wasp version is $289.
Yeah.
Yeah. That might be the one to get if you're just going to fly it and kick it around, because your footage is, you're not going to record your footage. And then you get a DLRS, and it's $300 exactly.
So. This is the one that's really on my list, but not for that money.
Yeah, I'm thinking smaller at this point.
This is something that be ideal for you where you're flying.
Yeah, I think everybody needs to.
You can really cruise the cliffs and.
Yeah.
That would be a good bird, but geez.
I did a little research. I went back to CES 2016. I just went and searched that because I wanted to know what was coming out in 2016 from CES. Actually, the best drone in the history of mankind came out at CES in 2016, and it's not a quadcopter. You know what I'm talking about? It is it was discontinued. It was absolutely amazing, and now it costs $1 gazillion.
Oh, the disco?
Yep, Parrot Disco came out that year. It was Parrot came out with those really amazing birds that year, and then they came out with the with the other with their micro series or their folding series, and then it's gone. Yeah, the disco was, and nobody's ever tried to do it ever since. Auto takeoff, throw it in the air, stabilized camera, hour-long flight time, dang near.
Yep.
So,
and what was it? What was the guy in Maui that flew it from one island to another?
yeah, all with the LTE with the four.
Dustin Dunno, whatever his name is. Yeah, he had the 4G conversion on it, and he flew it from one island to another.
Let's see. Read the fine. Jim? What you talking about there? What you talking about, Jim? Mads Tech mention. We jumped topics. Oh, Bebop, the Bebop 2 and stuff. Oh, yeah. That came out, I think, at that time. The Bebop 2 had the 3,000 mAh battery. That gave you 3,300. I think it was a 3,300 that came out with that. Got about a 30-minute, not quite a 30.
Now, how about that? The later the evening, the stranger the guest. I mean,
Rapper John.
Howdy, fella. Haven't seen you in a while.
Good to have you in.
Good. We need to keep an eye out for Ben T when he shows up because it was his birthday this week.
Maybe we won't hear from him. It's his birthday week. Anyway, I'm back to the mic or the mini Cine. We call it a mini Cine. I'm really interested in flying one of those. Really, and I've got to pull the trigger on something.
What scares me off on the 10-inch drones is the freaking battery because they are humongous and they're expensive.
They're $150. I researched them. Yeah, they're about $150 for the 5300s or the 5500s.
Yeah, but then what does a DJI battery cost, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah. But
for a dumb battery, these are not smart batteries. So this is just a regular old LiPo battery, and then $150, and you buy like 3 or 4 of those because you never buy just one.
Well, then they also put in series two 6S battery, not series, in series, right? No, parallel. In parallel, 2 6S batteries. That'll carry 2 of those suckers. 2 of those Sony VT6s.
Yeah.
And then you think about that. How much, you could fly for a day with that setup, if you're just cruising, stick that on there and
John is talking about racing drones with RPG grenades attached to it.
Yeah. Anytime I see
that frame, I think I saw the same picture. And that's an HGLRC 7-inch frame.
Yep. Yeah, I did see that. I looked for that frame. I did see it too. It's good with the struts.
Yeah. I think that's the HGLRC frame. And apparently sometime last year, the company that owns Rotorite, the red cat or whatever they call Red Hat. Apparently, they donated some rotorite drones to the Ukraine. Not really much to write home about. And they donate what, 10 drones, and they're going through like 15,000 a month. So
And just flying bombs, it's a cheap. Think about how cheap it is compared to an actual, like mosquito. Those self-guided things that look for their own targets and kill some poor freaking unsuspected dude in a trench. That's an expensive proposition there to have an AI, one of those they launch it like a mortar.
yeah,
It just flies around until it looks for something human, and then it freaking, that's horrible. You're just sitting there, you got drafted, you're in a freaking hole, minding your own business, and some freaking AI drone comes down and kills you or maims you for life. You're just like, couldn't even shoot back, I couldn't even jump fast enough. That's horrible. Yeah, I don't watch. I try not to watch that stuff anymore. I did for a while. Now I'm just like, that's just a horrible. That's World War I.2. And we're on year 2. We got 2 more years of it if it's World War I dose, 1.2.
yeah. Hopefully, they get that thing solved before another 2 years go by.
That's it's just meaningless.
I actually have some friends that are Ukrainian, and
yeah, and they're if you're a
their
military
family displaced, and
you find yourself living in Poland, which is not a bad thing, but they won't let you stay there forever.
no, and NATO's gearing up anyway.
No, yeah, there's some. Didn't Turkey okay Sweden going into the NATO? Was
Yep.
it Sweden or that's
Sweden,
big.
Sweden is joining NATO.
I mean, that's everybody now. I mean, Finland, it's the whole freaking, it's them versus us kind of thing. It's already, so it's a big deal.
Finland's always been like a pet peeve with the Russians.
Right.
And, the Finns are just kind of waiting to see what happens in the Ukraine, because as long as the Russians are tied up in Ukraine,
right,
too much to worry about them trying to come up their way. But yeah, it's any which way slides, that ain't no good. So.
What would let's get off the heavy subject. What would you recommend, Kai? Would you get say I was looking at the fly lens, either the 85 or the 75? Which one would you get and why? Would you get it in the Wasp or the 03? And would you go 85 or 75? That's kind of, because there's a good reason to get it in the Wasp, because it's just flying practice, in HD. With the 03,
Go fly lens with a Wasp, I would opt for the 85 over the 75.
Yeah. The 80, what's the 85? Is that 85?
That's basically motor post to diagonal.
Okay. Okay. So it's just a little bit, just 10,
The 85 is going to have a slightly bigger prop on it.
Right. And they're both pushers. I like that. I like the pusher, and I also like the 4-bladed prop versus now I thought Fly Lens has the 2, right? Okay. Isn't it a 2-bladed? I keep mixing these up because I could be mixing up.
The 85's apparently a 2-bladed.
2 blades. Yeah. That's okay. That's not a deal killer. But the 85 just offers a little more, you get more efficiency with those two-bladed props.
Well, on a whoop like that, I wouldn't want necessarily two-bladed props, because two-bladed props are good for straight flight
right.
and speed flight.
But
Where a three-bladed or five-bladed prop is more agile.
right. You get a little bit more, it's more of a buzz.
And I'm trying to see here, the 85, what size props is that thing at?
Yeah, the 85 also has a GPS option. See,
Okay.
now you're getting up to 400, almost $500 again. It's like
It does not, okay. It's 2-inch props on the 85, where the 75 is going to be what, a 1.6-inch prop?
Yeah, and then they have what was the weight? I was going to look at the weight on the one with the light. Propeller ETX flare.
Yeah, the props on the 75 or 1.6-inch, where the 85 has 2-inch props.
And this one actually
It actually makes quite a bit of difference.
And this one will carry 1,000 mAh high voltage you can put on this sucker. So you could carry the high HV batteries that I've got, but you can't. The 2S HV high voltage 1000s. So you could up your game a little bit by going to high voltage for the 2S size. I really would like a 2S. I was going 2 to 3S, because some of them you can actually cross over into 3S. But
well, a lot of that depends on the motor, and the motor on the 85 is a 1003 14,800 kV,
and that would be too much freaking heat.
and that's almost that 14.8.
Yeah, 1480 kV for the this one I'm looking at, 1480. But this has got, a little bit cheaper for
just straight up 2S motor. So you're not going to put.
No. That's 750 is good. 750, 850. That's good. That's a good, a 2S. That gives you a nice little run. Gives you about 6-minute run there. I'm not, anyway, it's an interesting problem, because I could fly that anywhere. I would fly it in the house. I could fly it outside. And I'm getting away with flying a little bit more outside. I'm tricking my dog lately.
Well, the motors are friction fit, so you got to be real careful what you use for props for that, because there's no. Let me get this in here.
At least they're pushers, which helps.
It has no screws to hold props.
Right.
So this going to be push on only.
Right.
Which kind of, because for a pusher like this would be my preferred prop right here.
Yeah.
But I have to screw hold, so that's not gonna.
Right. We'll see where it goes. We'll see. I understand that it's. I'm definitely going to satisfy my curiosity. I'm going to do it. I'm trying to make it economical. Obviously, I'm a cheap ass, but I wanna understand it a little bit more to see if I like the micro. The micro size flying. I mean, it's.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Buy blades, better for long range. Yeah. And I'm kind of leaning toward.
On my whoops, I prefer a 5-bladed prop.
I'm definitely leaning towards the fly lens for sure. I'm leaning that way. Because of just a lot of things. The fly lens 75, it's got the shock mounted camera. I think it's just more advanced in the way it's built. Even though the battery's strapped on the top, and if we ever got a decent micro camera, it probably you could easily figure a way of, strapping one on there.
Well, if you're looking to do a wasp or a fly lens was a wasp camera, you don't have gyro
Right.
to stabilize. So
right. You don't need
it's
not a gyro, stabilizing issue because the camera is not recording 4K. But like I said, the price is not that bad going 03 on that, and so that's the $150 question. That's what it gets down to. You got the difference between $150, and why, Kai? Okay, I got this question for you. Don't these flight controllers have built-in ELRS? Isn't it built into the board?
there's some that have it built in, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, I think what happens is they give you the board built in if you upgrade to ELRS instead of just putting in they put the micro they changed the board for that. So you can either buy it when you buy it with ELRS, it comes with I think that's what happens. It comes with it built in to the board. I'm almost sure. I think that's what they offer for that.
Okay, yeah, on the 85 here it shows built-in ELRS.
Yeah, which is cool. You don't have it hanging from anywhere, and
Yes or no?
And obviously you get a range difference.
Because the ELRS, depending on how they integrated it into the flight controller, if it's an SPI, then you can only upgrade the firmware for the ELRS through an upgrade of the Betaflight.
Ah,
Because then it's baked in the Betaflight, the firmware for it. If it's on a UART,
I get you. I know what you're going. I know where you're going to. You can
then you can flash the
like we did with the
yeah
GEP RC. I got you.
yeah and Beta FPV did something with the Meteor series where the 75 Pro had the ELRS on a UART, and then the 85 has the ELRS on SPI.
Yeah, Sunrise just made a comment. He says I definitely prefer the UART ELRS receivers.
Yeah.
Because of that, where you can flash the firmware. And that's an issue. That's actually a really good issue.
So there's serial ELRS. And this is on the
Meteor.
75 Pro. You have serial ELRS, so that's on the UART.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to the 85, the ELRS is SPI.
Okay.
That was one of the reasons why I got rid of it.
But let's see.
See, SPI ELRS. And here, oh, they got them side by side. So you got the 85 HD was SPI ELRS, and you got the Meteor 75 HD was serial ELRS. Yeah, I'm right side by side here.
Hey, Sunrise, have you flown any of the micros or the minis? What do you call it, a micro or a mini? That's a micro. These guys would be micros, the Meteor and the
These are tiny.
tiny whoop, tiny whoop.
These are tiny whoops.
This is just a whoop. They consider these bigger ones still just whoops of 75 and the 85 of the.
Oh, watch out. TJ is here.
Flywoo Nano Baby is fun. But my goal is to get something in this class and then fly the crap out of it on a regular basis to get better at piloting. I think that's ELRS HD0.
We need to get you on some walks now. That's just all there is to it.
Well, we're thinking about making this massive transition. It's a, you gotta understand how hard that is for me thinking. My brain is like going into. I'm sitting here with this Mini 4, and I'm like, I think it's time that I graduate from the minis. What's up, TJ Giggles? Tex Orange Drone Guy just popped in.
He's been here.
Oh, yes? Oh, he's just been
Yeah,
quiet.
he's been
Sorry
here.
about that. Yeah, you're way up here. Sorry about that. I had to look around before I open my mouth. But I think to keep the damage low and go to the Wasp or wherever, like you're saying, not the Wasp, but you're saying the
It's more fun. It's more fun to fly through Sunrise's legs. Just saying. We tried that out at the farmhouse, didn't we?
I want to fly. I want to fly this thing with the moonlight camera. That would be freaking fun. But of course, I don't have the goggles for that, and I don't have the moonlight camera. Too new.
Well, right now, I still say stick with the V1 goggles and don't bother with the goggles X.
Just wait, huh?
There's still some growing pain on that. Well, they both do the same thing.
Oh,
The only difference between the V1 goggles and the goggles X right now is the HDMI input.
on
Input.
Pyrodrone just put on the they're selling the X goggles now. That's one of the things I saw flashed across their that they're going to be selling those. They're getting them in stock. That's let me see if I can find that.
I'd say
Right there.
save money,
450
money and buy the V1s.
Walk Snail Avatar HD goggles, affordable price, $458.99 is what they're selling them for. Pre-order now. They're doing a pre-order.
If it's pre-order, don't bother.
Yeah. It's pre-order. That's why they're freaking. And then there's that cute Speedy B frame 35. That's the one I was gonna get Kai to build for me. He could knock it out in a weekend.
No, the Walks on Avatar X goggles are in stock, available.
Really?
Yeah.
I was just looking at it says pre-order now. But that's on there. Oh, there it is. Yep.
Says available.
Yep, yeah, there's as it says. I'm looking at the same article. Yeah, there you go, 458. Dang, if you get a pair of Fat Sharks brand new, they're $500, and they're not HD. They're freaking fire sailing these puppies. That's a good.
Well, that's been the price for these from the get go. You got your HDMI in, you got HDMI out, you got an SD card, and you got analog in.
Dude, they're gonna get me. They're gonna get me with a bind and fly kit of some sort. Maybe I should wait for the bind and fly that comes out where they put it all together and I can fly with the goggles. I can get the whoop and everything all together, and then I don't have to get the controller unless it comes with like like the pocket controller, the ELRS pocket.
Trying to see if they got anything in stock.
You've got that pocket controller, don't you, Kai?
I got the pocket.
What do you think about that?
Just spend extra money and get the boxer.
And get spend a little extra, but is it just because
spend the extra money and get the freaking box and be done with it.
What is your thoughts there? Just because you just think it's not worth the lesser price? Like is that kind of,
well, the pocket
usually you got a functionality reasoning.
Well, the boxer tops out at 350 milliwatt, or the pocket tops out at 350, where the boxer is a full 1,000.
So it's got one.
And there's ways to upgrade the boxer. I mean, you don't have to go all out right off the bat, but as time goes on, you've got ways to.
Right. Drone Delirium's making the comment. He says he's got so much DJI. So do I. I got a lot of DJI gear, but if there is a transition and you eventually can get more stuff, that's my thing is DJI just keeps getting more and more expensive. But what happens if you get into Cadix and you can still fly digital and now they're creating their own 4K Moonlight system, and you can buy your drones for $100 to $200 cheaper? Wouldn't you go that direction? You keep all your DJI stuff, you let it just kind of get old, and then you slowly work the other direction, using the same control system. So you're still flying ELRS, but you'll now change your VTX over to Cadix, and you get the same quality. We're going to be able to still stabilize our video, and then we make that little transition. I'm just saying, I'm thinking out loud here. So I understand what you're saying. We got a lot invested in DJI and you're getting really good quality. That's the pocket. Just looking at it's just a nice little compact little controller that you can, throw in your bag.
Both here. Well, we can compare them by size, but this has more of a toy grade,
right,
gimbal on it.
Yeah, I get you. I'm with you on that. Kind of like the freaking controller 2. For DJI, that's a freaking garbage controller with toy gimbals. And then the boxer is what, $100?
$65 for the pocket.
Yeah.
Or
150. Yeah.
140
for the
box.
In your one full.
No, I upgraded mine. I got the AGO1 gimbals, and if there's something that you're into, you can order it with was the upgraded gimbals for
There you go.
260.
Another $100 for the better gimbals. Yeah.
Do you need the CNC gimbals? Absolutely no. Yeah, the box does come with a nice case.
Yeah, it is definitely the controller that most people are now preferring. You see it more and more often. You know, the radio that is just, you know, going, yeah, this is.
So here's your boxer in the case. So there's the box on the case. Comes with the protector for the gimbals and switches and everything. And this is the case for the pocket, which is nothing but a bag.
Right. And like you're saying, it's made to be inexpensive and be something that you could throw with another set. You could create a bind and fly system and get people go, hey, you got a nicer, kind of like what the Tango was, the Tango 2. You see that, you know, when people, you know, when they throw together a bind and fly system, they give you a Tango 2.
This walks in better than Vista, about the same price.
Well, Walksnail is now with their 4K recording option now and their partnership with the Cadix camera to have with, you know, there's just a lot of good things going on, and the footage is really good. I was very impressed with the samples I saw.
Okay, I'm very partial to walks now, but I'm going to say it. The DJI 03 on it still beats all. Okay?
It's still yeah, king.
The Vistas depend on what camera you've got with it, and the walks now they're about even Steven. I mean, and the thing is, you know, I fly my Vistas with the V2 goggles, which are LED screen, or I've got the walks now with the OLED screens, and that looks a ton better than the DJI V2s. To me, it does, but I mean that's highly subjective.
And we were talking about the
Walks now and is still fighting through some firmware issues.
and we're
And
also the vignetting issue that we're, you know, with the face.
the vignetting issue is the same on freaking Walks now and
Right.
DJI. And it all boils down to a round lens over a rectangle screen.
Right. It's
And I think we've looked at that in the past, and I've got this little model that I've built here. Let's see if I can get
right.
this
The
to come up
the
here.
square peg in a round hole model.
Yeah.
which is totally reality. We're putting up with the fact that we're losing either the middle of our screen a little bit, or we're losing the outside, depending on where we move things.
So here we go. So
Yeah,
I got
and
the round lens.
yeah, yep,
And
yeah. That's the fact right there, Jack.
and that's where the problem lies.
You know, you think that you could make, you know, overcome the size by over manipulating the round over the rectangular, so you have everything inside of your view. You know, instead of doing like this, which is to maximize the view and cut out the corners. It'd be interesting to see if anybody's tried that. You know, if any of the engineers got together and they made two sets of goggles and they
Well,
go, okay,
the thing is,
you know, with the binocular.
if you make the lens bigger, you still, you know, get the lens in your eyeball to deal with.
Right.
So, and we don't see, you know, rectangle was our eyeballs. it looks a rectangle to us because, you know, they're side by side, but there's just some technical issues that still have not been completely worked out.
And the technical issue I'm going to be working out here right now is I got to go feed Steve.
Well, oh yeah, shoot, oh brother, it's 6:30 already.
Well, no,
Wow.
we've had some really good stuff to talk about. We've had a lot, and there's more to talk about. I mean, we've got a
Terminarium, yes, the O3 is awesome, but it's stupid expensive. Walks now came out with their 4K system now at 189, so that's a whopping $40 less than the O3 unit, which for the $40 I can deal with some quality issues.
Yeah, as we get on,
and they've been pretty active about working out the firmware bugs. And there's there's a new firmware coming out with walks now almost monthly. So
yeah, if you have not hit the thumb, please thumbs up. We would appreciate that. We've only got 9. We got 10 now.
yeah, let's see if we can hit some thumbs here.
If you have not, please, we would appreciate that. I just had to update but
Yeah, we're 12 now.
But I am probably going to get one of those one of those small whoops, little cine whoop, and have a little fun.
Yeah, Ben T.
I am in
Happy
time for
birthday.
tacos. You scared me. Kai was like, Ben T's in the house. Wow. Happy birthday, Ben. Happy birthday week.
Yeah. It's been like 2 or 3 days ago, but it's definitely still in the time frame to say happy birthday.
He's probably old enough to know the Casey Jones happy birthday song.
Oh, good Lord. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he might know.
I'm more partial toward the Marilyn Monroe version of that.
Happy birthday to every girl and boy.
All righty.
Oh.
And just so you know, whoever said that you could sing lied to you.
There is no singing skills here.
Yeah. So his birthday was on Sunday. So we're still.
We do not claim to have singing skills whatsoever.
But it's good to see you, Ben, even though we're on our way out because Steve needs to get fed and I need to get fed and Dad needs more coffee.
Yeah, I had to make some coffee. I usually like to drink something during the stream. I know it's rude, but it keeps the
I
pipe
drink coffee during the stream or just water.
Keeps the pipes kind of lubricated. So yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff going on, guys. It's good. We've got a good direction, innovation in design, and more things to think about and more fun to have.
Did I show you this yet?
And yeah. Ooh, and look at that frame. Look at somebody.
I'm going to build this the Baby Hawk frame, but I'm going to build it with the walk snail, the V3. What they call it, the V3 VTX. There's this little guy right here. But I'm going to put a full-size camera on it. I'm going to put HD camera on it. Let's see this. So there we go. Avatar HD Nano Kit.
He
only puts out 500 milliwatt, but that's plenty enough for what I need. Weighs 20 grams. So.
Well, won't be long before you start to fly moonlight.
I'm not using the Avatar Nano camera. I'm going to put full HD Pro camera on it. So I'm going to have the night capability and all that.
Yeah.
But that's, and of course, fixing the biggest flaw in the original Baby Hawk. The original Baby Hawk was only a 4S. I'm building that 6S, baby.
Ooh. 6S, baby.
And then we've got a all-in-one flat controller. The old there we go. Little 40 amp flat controller. 722. So that should give it some giddy up and go.
Giddy up and yep. The bigger ESCs.
Upgrading.
Yeah. If you can get 6S.
Motors that were on the Baby Hawk are 1404s. I'm going to 1604s. So it'll be fun.
No messing around, man. There'll be no messing.
No messing around. It ain't good direction except for this hearsay GPS to the trash, to the curb, to the trash. Am I staying dry in this weather? Of course I'm staying dry in this weather. One of the advantages of working from home.
Yeah, you and I are both getting rained on. It's been raining for 2 days straight, maybe 3 days now, on and off.
Yeah, our basement garage is filling up with water too. So
Rampage.
but anyway, do you have any more wisdom to share? Because I think it's time for us to get the heck out of here.
Nope. I got things to do, places to go, people to see, dogs to feed.
And dogs to feed and tacos to eat. And
yeah, it could be good taco day. We'll see. Let's see if I can hold myself to
anybody else. If you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, if you'd please do that on the way out, I appreciate it. Otherwise, we'll see y'all next week. 5 Central, whatever that works out in your time zone. And any passing words there from the randomness?
Nope. I think we're good. I think I got at least a train of thought going that direction with the next bird that I fly. I really wanted to try fly woo out,
Your train of thought derailed about an hour ago.
Oh, there it is. There's the taco call right there coming in.
All right.
Coming in hot.
Tacos. Bye.
Hello.